Welcome to the perfect channel to practice your English listening skills. Today we have an interesting story to help improve your English listening. Are you ready to begin? Then let's get started.
Stop wasting time like this. This is the story of Mark and his phone. It's not really a story about technology. It's not about what's right or wrong. It's a story about time and what happens when we stop paying attention to how we use it. Chapter 1. The Routine. Mark was 28 years old and lived alone in a small apartment. He had a regular job in an office and a few close friends. Everything in his life looked normal from the outside. But Mark had a problem. He didn't realize it at first. It started slowly, just checking his phone in the morning, then again during breakfast, on the bus, at lunch, while working, and, of course, before going to bed. Chapter 2. Inside the Screen. Mark used his phone for almost everything. He played games, watched videos, scrolled through photos, answered messages, and read the news. Then he watched more videos and played more games. 1 hour turned into 2, 2 turned into 4, and some days, even more. His eyes felt tired, his back hurt, and he didn't sleep well. But he told himself, this is normal. Everyone uses their phone like this. Chapter 3. The Lost Time. Sometimes, Mark made plans to read a book or learn to play the guitar. He thought about calling his grandmother. He remembered how much he used to enjoy painting. He wanted to take more walks. But every day, the phone took over his time. I'll do it tomorrow, he always said. But tomorrow never came. Chapter 4. The Break. One cold morning, something unexpected happened. Mark dropped his phone on the floor. The screen cracked, and it went black. He picked it up and tried to turn it on, but nothing happened. He tried to fix it, but couldn't. He felt nervous and a little afraid. What am I going to do without my phone? He didn't have enough money to buy a new one yet, so he had to wait. 1 day passed, then 2, then a week. Chapter 5. The First Days. That first night without a phone felt strange. There were no messages, no notifications, and no bright light in the dark. The silence was uncomfortable at first. It was quiet, too quiet. Mark felt bored, but also peaceful. For the first time in months, he noticed the sound of the wind outside. He heard the clock ticking on the wall. He found an old book and read one chapter, then another. That night, he fell asleep earlier than usual and slept better. Chapter 6. A New Kind of Time. The next morning, Mark woke up with the sunlight coming through his window. There was no phone alarm, no screen. He made tea and sat by the window, watching people walk by. He felt calm and even smiled. At lunch, he talked with a coworker, not with texts or emojis, but with real words and real laughter. He listened more, and he felt like people were really listening to him too. He felt more alive. Chapter 7. A Different Week. Each day that week felt different. He cleaned his apartment, visited his grandmother, and talked with her for hours. He took walks in the park, watched birds, and noticed the trees moving in the wind. He found his old sketchbook and drew the view from his window. He even wrote a poem. He laughed more and breathed deeper. And the strangest part? He didn't miss his phone. Chapter 8. The Return. 1 week later, Mark finally had the money to buy a new phone. It was shiny, fast, and full of apps waiting for him. He turned it on. Messages appeared. Notifications popped up. But something had changed. He had changed. He looked at the screen for a moment, then turned it off. Not forever, just for now. Instead, he picked up his book. He went outside, and again, he smiled. Chapter 9. Mark's New Rule. Mark made a new rule for himself. 1 hour a day. That was the time he allowed for phone use, games, videos, messages, all of it. After 1 hour, the phone stayed off. He used a timer and followed the rule. At first, it was difficult, but soon, it felt good. It felt like freedom. He spent the rest of the day doing other things, real things. Reading, talking, listening, walking, drawing, thinking. He started to remember who he really was. before the screen began to take his time away. Chapter 10. A New Way to Live. Mark still uses his phone. Phones are not bad. They can help us, connect us, and even teach us new things. But now, Mark is in control. Not the screen. Not the apps. Not the noise. He learned something simple, but powerful. Time is not just minutes. Time is life, and we must protect it. Final thoughts. What about you? Maybe you are like Mark. Maybe you don't even notice how much time you lose each day. Look at your screen time. Check how many hours you spend with your phone. Then ask yourself, what else could I do with this time? Could you learn something new? Call someone you care about? Draw, write, read, think, or go outside? Remember, your phone is a tool, but it is not your life. Don't let it steal your days. Don't let it take your joy. Use it, but don't let it use you. You have only one life, one chance, one story. Write it with your eyes open. Put the phone down. Pick your life up.
What did you think of the story you just heard? Leave a comment to let us know what you liked or what you'd like us to talk about in a future story.